Assalamualaikum and hi to everyone. Thank you for watching this video. So in this video, we'll discuss about the mobile browsing experience. Okay, we are focusing on the user experience while dealing with the mobile web application. So a mobile web can be navigated using different techniques. There are several navigation modes. The first one, we have the cursor navigation. Second, we have the focus navigation. Third, we have the touch navigation. And the fourth, we have multi-touch navigation. Okay, we look at the cursor navigation first. So this one is emulate a mouse cursor. Okay, we use a mouse cursor over the screen that can be moved using the arrow keys. Okay, this one is based on the previous phone that we have keypad. The current phone also certain smartphone, certain mobile device also have the keypad. So we use the keypad in order to move the cursor up, down, left to the left, left to the right. Okay, in this navigation paradigm, a mouse click is emulated with the fire or enter key. And for better experience, many browsers jump the cursor to a nearby clickable object to reduce the distance a user has to move the pointer to use link or a button. This way to give a better experience for the users when they use the cursor. So this cursor navigation is used in devices that support the hardware keypad and hardware navigation D-pad. So basically, if the mobile device has the keypad, so we can use that keypad in order to move the cursor. Okay, when we talk about the mobile device, it's not only refer to the mobile smartphone, or it's not only refer to the phone. It can be your game. Okay, for example, like PSP. For those have the PSP, you can move your cursor using the controller. Alright, so it's emulate the mouse cursor towards the mobile device. Okay, this example of the cursor navigation. So we use the keypad here in order to move up and down based on this kind of interface. Okay, this is how the cursor navigation work. Okay, the second navigation, we have focus navigation. Most frequent navigation used for browsing a web on low-end and mid-range devices. In this mode, a border or a background color is used to show where the focus is. Means we highlight the certain thing for our focus. In general, this type of navigation is used for non-touch devices. That means if the mobile devices that we have is not touchable, so we can use this focus navigation. Okay, the user use the cursor keypad to navigate between link and scroll the website. So this is example of the focus navigation. Okay, it change the color, so it highlight this selected text. So we focus on that part, focus navigation. Okay, the next part is the touch navigation. So in touch navigation, the user may navigate using a finger, our fingers, touch up the screen, or the stylus. Touch devices allow user to use detectable gesture to easily perform some actions. So based on our touch. So touch navigation is available to devices with resistive and capacitive touch screen. So we have two type of touch screen. One is resistive. This one is use the pressure, and this one is the capacitive, use the sensor. Okay, we talk about the resistive touch screen first. So this how the resistive work. We have the resistive touch screen. This one is the glass. We have the A gap space between this and the polyester film. So user pressure apply to the screen, and the touch screen will respond to the pressure by the user. So you can use anything that you want on the resistive touch screen to make the touch interface work. And you can use your finger, you can use a stick, you can use a pen, you can use a stylus, anything that can create enough pressure on the point of impact will activate the mechanism and the touch will be registered. So if the amount of pressure enough, means when you touch on the screen, either using your finger or using anything, and the pressure is enough in order to give the response, so your touch is being registered and it will respond to what you have touched. So that's the mechanism. Okay, so based on this resistive touch screen, you may use a glove finger. You can also use your finger or your wooden rod. So this one is, the mechanism is based on the pressure. So this example of the resistive touch screen. Okay, using the resistive touch screen, you only can touch on single, not multiple touch. Okay, this one is the advantages and disadvantages. Okay, using this kind of touch screen, it's more accurate compared to the capacitive touch screen, and very useful for the handwriting recognition. Second, apart from the finger, we can operate using any pointing devices, okay, like stylus, pen, or nails. This one is more cheaper compared to capacitive touch screen and can be operated even with a glove fingers. Okay, even you use the glove, you still can touch the screen and it will respond to you. How about the drawbacks? Okay, since it is made of the multiple layers, it reflects too much ambient light and hence the visibility under the sunlight is poor. Okay, this one is about the visibility under a light, certain light. So multi-touch is not possible. And since the top layer is soft, the screen is vulnerable to the scratch or damage. Okay, so that's for the resistive touch screen. So the next type of touch screen we call as the capacitive touch screen. So it uses the LCD, and then it has a sensor that trace and lens casings. So if you have all a mobile phone, you can operate them, try to spread and look at the back of your touch screen. You can find the sensor. So this sensor work in order to respond back to whatever that you touch on the screen. So it make use of the electrical properties of the human body. That's why it will respond to the when your finger touch to the screen, because your finger, our body have the electrical signal. So highly accurate and respond instantly when the lightly touched by a human finger. If you have devices that use the capacitive resistive touchscreen, you can create an experiment in order to identify which one is work better. Okay, so basically the capacitive touch screen can give your can give response instantly, faster compared to the resistive touch screen. So when you touch a capacitive touch screen with your fingers, you cause a change in the screen electrical field, because our human body have the electrical sign, so it will help in order to change the screen electrical field. So this change is registered and the location of touch is determined by the processor. Okay, how the process of respond to the touch is based on the electrical field. Okay, it rely on the electrical change caused by a light touch of a finger. So this is the reason you cannot use the capacitive screen while wearing the glove. It means if you wear a glove, you cannot touch on your screen. It doesn't work because of the electrical change is unable to be detected. Okay, this example of the capacitive touch screen. Okay, the advantages are using the capacitive touch screen, you can have the multi-touch. Compared to the previous one, it only have single touch. This one you have the multi-touch. Multi-touch is possible. So the visibility is good even under the sunlight compared to the resistive. Glass can be used as the outer layer, although not invulnerable, and certainly prone to shatttering on a major impact. Glass is more resistant to casual scratch and blemishes. This one is more responsive than the resistive touchscreen. How about the disadvantages? Okay, a standard stylus cannot be used for capacitive sensing unless it is tipped with some of the conductive material, because the process of detecting the location of when you touch is based on the electrical, so it must have the conductive material such as antistatic conductive form. If you have the stylus for the capacitive touch screen, you can look and explore more about it. Okay, accurate to within a few pixels, so in theory but limited by the physical size of your finger. This one is more expensive compared to the previous touch screen. Okay, this one is a glove for capacitive touch screen, so you need to have the special glove in order to make your touch work in your capacitive touch screen. So to know more about the how touch screen work, you can watch this video on the YouTube. And to compare between the resistive and the capacitive touchscreen, you can click on this link and watch for your knowledge. Okay, the next part, there are different type of touch action used to differentiate the gesture of the movement. So number one, you can have touch, double touch, drag, swipe, and fling. Okay. The first one is multi-touch navigation. This one is extension of the touch or single touch navigation. So it allows the user to select many objects at the same time. Okay, generally multi-touch devices are more sensitive to the user inputs. Okay, for the multi-touch, it supports the pinch gestures, two finger touch, and rotating gesture. So these are the gestures of the multi-touch. You have touch, press, tap, double tap, pinch or spread. So for zoom out, zoom in, and for the rotation. So these are the kind of multi-touch that you can use for your mobile application later on when you develop your mobile application. So that's all for the for this video. So basically you should know that there are several navigation when you deal with the touch screen, and there are two type of touch screen, and different touch screen have different mechanism on how they can work. So that's all. So the next video we will discuss about the direct versus the cloud-based browsers. So thank you and Assalamualaikum.